Ladies and gentlemen, this is just a little amendment saying that the Commissioner of Education shall not penalize or sanction an LEA for the denial or non-renewal of a charter school application. The reason this comes before us, ladies and gentlemen, is Davidson County, we rejected on multiple times an application for a charter school. They would go back to the State Board of Education, and they were told that there were some stipulations that if they met a transportation plan and a diversity plan and brought it back to our school board, they would get their application approved. Well, they came back to us, to our local school board, with neither. They thought they had the State Board of Education was just going to rubber stamp them, since our school board took this application up on 3 different occasions, spent hours upon hours discussing this. They go to the State Board of Education. It gets approved in 14 minutes. 14 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. The State Board of Education was going to hand over 500 children in Davidson County to these folks in 14 minutes. They came back to the local Board of Education. Our Board of Education rejected their application again, which they should in the best interest of our children. So what happens? The Commissioner of Education decides he will penalize Davidson County Schools $3.4 million. And I don't know if you know what $3.4 million is, but I just thought I'd let you know $3.4 million in your school system is those iPads on your desk right there. It's 8,500 iPads for your school children in your district. It's 65 teacher salaries in your school district. It's over 50,000 textbooks for your school district. It's 42 brand new Bluebird school buses for your school district. Or at Davidson County, we're allocating $9,100 per student. It's 373 students. Or I've got a child at Gower Elementary School, has over 700 children. $3.4 million is the salary of every administrator, teacher, janitor, lunch lady, everyone in the building for that school. So more or less the Commissioner of Education just took away an elementary school in Davidson County for no reason. No legal standing either. It will be taken up in the courts. We're just trying to make sure this doesn't happen in your school district. And you think this bill today only affects 5 counties. It doesn't affect 5 counties. There's 78, you may want to listen to this since you're not. There's 78 counties on the focus school, 78 counties on the focus school list. That's the ones right under the priority schools that you will be on it next. So again, 78 of the 95 counties have a school on the focus school list. So you're close to being in this bill. If you don't think so, one of those schools can drop a percentage point or 2 and your county's going to be in this bill. So if you want I don't know what $3.4 million will do to a rural county, but I'd say it'd do quite significant damage to your school budget. With that being said, I move on the amendment.
Representative Mitchell has moved adoption of amendment number 16. Properly seconded. Discussion on the amendment. Representative White, you're recognized.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and Representative Mitchell. To the body, once we get into the discussion of Amendment 19, which gets into the gist of the bill, you'll understand more where we're heading with this. Currently, state law, as it now applies, says that you cannot break the law. The State Board of Education has a final say-so, and the incident he was talking about was breaking law, and that's what happened in that situation. So out of respect for the representative, I do request that before I do that, Chairman.
Representative Brooks.
Let me make just a comment or two. I want to go back and explain Amendment 19 for information with the body. I think the amount of money that was withheld with anyone, I'm sure it's significant. I think the reality of it was the commissioner perceived that the national schools were ignoring the directive of the state school board. I think that's the primary factor in that regard. I think when you look at that in regard to the total budget for the school system, it's probably less than 1%. So I think that issue is important to listen to and to deal with and realize in reference to the comments. Let me mention 19. Amendment 19, basically what that is doing is simply saying we currently have an appeal process to the state school board. This remains the same process. In the instances of these particular 5 systems that have a school in the ASD, the appeal is made to the state school board, as with everybody. If the state school board overturns a local decision, that building, that particular school building, now becomes the responsibility of the state school board to manage. This bill basically gives the state school board more authority, more definitive action in saying yes or no. It's just an extension of what we currently have, and that's the essence of Amendment 19 in the management of the appeals. I respectfully move amendment number 16 to the table.
Proper motion, properly second. The parliamentary situation is that Representative Mitchell has moved adoption of amendment number 16. Representative Brooks has moved that motion to the table. That cuts off all debate except for that of the sponsor. Representative Mitchell, you are recognized.
Ladies and gentlemen, as I said to you before, our local school board, which everyone in here, you have a local school board that tries to do the best job they can. They took up this on 3 different occasions, spent hours upon hours with this application for this one charter school from Arizona, out-of-state company from Arizona wanting to come into our city. We told them all they had to do, ladies and gentlemen, was come back with a transportation plan, how they're going to get these students to and from school, and a diversity plan. They thought since they had the rubber stamp of the State Board of Education, who, again, like I said, spent a total of 14 minutes approving 500 children's education future to this company from Arizona that they knew nothing about. 14 minutes. Since we didn't do that and they came back to our school board with nothing, we lose $3.4 million. That may seem like a small amount to some people, but like I said, it's an entire elementary school of over 700 children. It's 8,500 of those iPads laying on your desk. Over 50,000 textbooks. If that's a small amount of money to you, please vote to table my amendment. But if you want to go back and tell your constituents that amount of money is small to the school children in your district, vote to table by amendment. I welcome that, but I don't think any of you in here think $3.4 million cut out of your children's school budget is a good thing for no reason other than a temper tantrum because we didn't do what they told us to do. Like I said, 78 counties have a school on the focus school list. Your county's next, ladies and gentlemen. You think it's just these big 5 counties. All you have to do is have one elementary school slip up, you're on this list, and you're going to be at the door because your children are now commodities. They're looking to make $1 off your children, and that's what this is about. This is all about money. It's not about educating children. So please, I ask you to vote against tabling this amendment. Thank you.
Parliamentary situation is that Representative Mitchell has moved adoption of amendment number 16. Representative White has moved, or Brooks has moved that motion to the table. We're voting on the tabling motion. All those in favor vote aye when the bell rings. Those opposed vote no. Has every member voted? Does any member wish to change their votes? Mr. Clerk, take the vote.
Ayes 59, 31 nays.
The ayes have it. Amendment number 16 is tabled. Next amendment.